What's up, fam? Welcome back to the Steep Stuff Podcast. I'm your host, James Lariello, here to bring you another Speedgoat 50K pre-race interview, this one with none other than Robyn Lesh. Super excited to have Robyn back on the podcast. Since we've chatted, she's taken a fourth place finish at the Gorge Waterfalls 100K, placing just off of Team USA, and she's also taken a top 10 finish at the Broken Arrow Sky Race 46K. For those of you who don't know, Robyn is the defending 28K champion at Speedgoat, so she'll be moving up in distance this year to race the 50K, which I know she's super excited about. You'll hear her talk about that on the episode. And yeah, I'm just really excited for what Robyn's going to be able to do. A lot of really strong women going into this race. And it was kind of fun to get her, just her perspective on it and just her perspective on the course, and just kind of how training's been and, you know, her plans for the rest of the summer. So without further ado, I hope you guys enjoy this one. Robyn Lesh.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live.
Robyn Lesh, welcome back to the Steep Stuff Podcast. How's it going?
Good. Yeah, beautiful morning.
Yeah. I'm so excited to have this chat with you ahead of the Speedgoat 50K. It's taking place Saturday. It's a couple days out. What's the stoke level pre-race? How you feeling?
Yeah, pretty high. This race, I'm just going to play around with and see, sort of push at a different level, and see where that gets me. I'll either blow up and that'll be a learning, or I won't and that'll be a learning. So it's going to be sort of a play day. Yeah.
Fair enough. You know, I got to give you your kudos, man. Like, you are one of the most, like, you have been one of the most consistent athletes. Like, it doesn't matter if it's a long, like, if it's like an ultra, like a super long distance, or if it's like something shorter, like Broken Arrow 46K, like very consistent results across the board. Like, do you like attribute that to great coaching? Do you attribute that to just like, you know, being well prepared for these races and being able to prepare well? Like, what do you think that is?
Great question. Great coaching for sure. Like, I love my coach, Robbie Britton. We've been working together 4 years now and just like really clicking. It's wonderful. I think it seems to be my race style. Like, that's why I'm going to sort of play around with it this weekend and see if I can do something else. But to just be not really conservative, but like within myself for the first half, and just racing really my body in the course. And then in the second half, going and playing forwards and seeing how many ladies I can catch, seems to be my like happy, just sort of default method. So I'll see if I can play with that, and either I'll just fall back into it, or it does give a lot of consistency, which is cool. I haven't had any bomber races. It usually puts me like somewhere in the bottom of the podium or just off, which is like a goodish place to be.
But
it's
not bad. I take that over even if like I would take that even over just like winning one and then just like completely imploding on every other.
That's true. I implode very rarely.
That's fair. Fair enough. Yeah, it's been amazing to watch. Like I said, like just so much consistency. And your training's been really fun to follow along too. And you're pretty open about like some of the stuff that you're doing, training out there in Durango. You've got the San Juans, kind of right there. It must have not been very difficult to get ready for a big mountain race like this, given what you have as far as like at your disposal in your backyard.
Yeah. Most races, I have to stay off too much vert. Because there's just a lot of steep trails that are beautiful. And it's like, no, run the smart stuff. But this one, you can kind of go and play on anything.
Yeah. Do you, do you do more like stuff? Because Durango is so close to both the San Juans and the La Platas. Do you do more stuff in the La Platas, or are you more going up to like Silverton and the San Juans?
Yeah, I haven't run very much in Silverton actually because it's a whole hour
Yeah,
away,
yeah, it's kind
which
of
is
yeah,
really
exactly.
close.
So
But
far. No.
yeah, yeah. The La Platas for us because we're just west of town. The La Platas for us are like right around the corner, and super good training in there. So
Yeah.
often La Platas, but don't tell too many people.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't want to throw it out on the podcast. That's actually a place we could talk about this offline. That's a place I've been wanting to get out to train for a while. Like, cool area, very neat, and that's what
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
say.
And then there's heaps and heaps up in the San Juans that are objectively probably more impressive, but
Yeah,
logistically a bit farther.
yeah, no, fair enough. I do want to talk a little bit on Broken Arrow. Another like phenomenal performance for you. Obviously, just short of Team USA, but damn, like you ran a great race, like really, really well. Same kind of concept. Would you agree with? Like, was it start off more conservative in the first lap and then pick ladies off at the second? Like, how did the race play out for you?
Yeah, Broken Arrow was tough. I think I just wrote a post about this. I think I took all my like fire and energy from Racing Gorge and being just off of the team there, into the training for the next block, the 2 months before Broken Arrow. And I have learned don't take fire and energy, put it into training, put it into racing. So I think I was into a hole, we could say. Um, yeah, it was pretty tough. The whole week before, I was like, okay, we're not going to do anything that's pushing at all, and just try to recover as much as possible. Um, and um, it was hard on race day, especially at the beginning. Like my warm up, I think I walked the end of it because I didn't feel like running the end of it, which has never ever happened. So the first hour or so was pretty tough. Just like keeping moving and trying to settle into it and just run with what I had on the day. Luckily, after about like an hour, weirdly up high, after about an hour or a half or something, I started to feel better. And then just sort of clawing back positions. So like in time, it was a pretty good race. I did like even split the first and second lap, which is
Just like nobody did.
unusual.
Yeah.
Um, but it was not a perfect day, I would definitely say. But I'm really proud of like how I handled how I was feeling, and just clicking into race mode and giving it what I had that day.
Yeah. No, I mean, like I said, I got to commend you. Like, not just a consistent result, but just like, man, so many people blew up. And those races start out so fast. Like, people are just
Yes.
going out yeah, way too fast. And it's so funny to see, like, you and I've said this so like on the race preview episodes and stuff like that. I was just like, man, like usually the person leading the first lap, unless you're Eli Hemming, is not necessarily the person winning the race, right? Or David Sinclair, I should say. But yeah, it's just so interesting to see like the dynamics of that race and how it played out. So kudos
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah.
Um,
Send last down was what I did.
yeah. No, listen,
So much fun.
what a fun course too. Like I absolutely love
Yeah.
Broken Arrow.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Super fun.
to pivot back to Speedgo, you are a 28K champion, so you understand this course. You've been on the course before, a good chunk of it, so you have an idea of what to expect. I didn't go too like I obviously know your results because we've had you on the podcast before, but like, have you ever run like 11,000 feet in like that condensed of like less than 30 or 30 and less miles before? Like it's a ton of vertical gain. Like that is
It's a
stupid.
BC 50K. Yeah. Yeah. In my head, I should probably check the numbers, but in my head, it's the same race as OCC.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense.
So I
Like,
know it's long. I know you just keep eating and you keep climbing and you keep running everything you can. Um,
nice,
yeah.
nice. And probably, a little bit less technical, but higher up, obviously. So it's going to be, and it's just interesting to me. It's so crazy that like it's a, six. I mean, I think the course record's for women 6:02. So it's a 6 or 7 hour race for the top 10 women, which is so wild to think of for
Yep.
50K.
Yep. Keep eating.
Yeah. What is the nutrition strategy for this one? Is it going to be like more solids just because it's a slower race and more like for digestion is going to be different? Is it going to be more liquids, gels because the altitude? Like how do you like plan to approach something like this?
Yeah, good question. I used to be very sort of complex in my nutrition schedule. I was like, all right, so it'll be easier for me to eat smaller gels here and bigger gels here, and you would eat these before this and then these here. And then at Black Canyon this spring, I was like, wait a second, why am I making this complicated? I don't really get flavor fatigue. I don't get tired of certain gels. I have a gel that has always worked. Why not just do that? Like, sort of nix liquid nutrition, just do gels and water. So that's my sort of primary strategy. I'll put in a little bit of liquid nutrition just because it's when I have two bottles, I might as well. It'll mainly just be two big gels an hour.
Nice, nice. Do you, and I know there's two like crude checkpoints on, like, do you plan to take advantage of those? Of like,
Yeah, yeah.
of course. Yeah.
Yeah, my sister Celia is coming out. She's flying in today and she'll crew me. She was at Gorge sort of crewing and spectating. And that was not too traumatic an experience for her not to accept the offer to come out and crew me here. So it'll be super fun
Cool.
for her to be part of it.
Super fun. Yeah, especially it's always fun having family. I like to get to
Yeah.
see you on course
Yeah, and she was the
summer.
original runner. I was a sailor and she was the runner. So it's done this sort of switcheroo, but it's really
That's
fun to have her here.
so cool. So cool. Have you made, did you, I know some people do, some people don't. For a race this long, like, do you make splits for something like this? Like, I know Jazz won last year with like I think she ran 6 hours, 15 minutes. Do you have something around 6:15, 6:20, somewhere in that area? Or is it just going to be go off feel?
Yeah, that's a good question. I have made splits for it for the purpose of planning nutrition because I need to tell my sister what to give me when. So when we go for the backside, for example, that's like, I have to look at my spreadsheet, but like over 20 kilometers of on your own.
Yeah.
Um, so I need to know approximately how long that's going to take. Also, the women's fields are getting so fast that you no longer can just go off winning time last year. Like, for example, Broken Arrow, my time was pretty much winning time last year. Same with JFK, same with a bunch of other races this year. So uh, I'm just taking a chunk of time off the winning time and being like, that's very optimistic. David Roche style is like super optimistic, but your targets should be fast, and if you don't make them, that's the way it is. So see.
I like it. I like it. I gotta
Six is
ask.
what I'm planning from. I wouldn't say like I expect to run six, but that's fine.
Oh, I no, I like it. The reason I bring it up is because like we did the course preview. We did the preview episode for the race yesterday, and we were just talking about like 6:02 is the course record, but it was set back in 2008. Like it stood for so long. And I'm
Yeah.
like, somewhat like, especially this year, like we've got a pretty deep field of ladies. Like there's a strong contingent with yourself, Jennifer Lichter, returning champion Jazz, like Maui Noise. Like there's a lot of really strong women. So
Yes.
my hope would be that we get close this year, at least, or break it. Like I think it's totally possible.
Do you know if the course is the same? Because the 28K, well, actually, all the courses changed a bit 3 years ago with a different start spot.
Yeah. So that's the $1 million question. I did a bunch of research. Like, so as far as I went
The
off on,
28K is longer. It's a 31K.
yes, the 28K is longer. So, and here's the question: like, we get so much variance year over year, not just from like short distance changes, but also temperature wise. Like, for instance, like
Yeah.
Michelino's ran under six. I'm sorry, Michelino's ran under 5:20 twice, and then we've had but like Christian won a few years before. In 2023 ran, I think it was 5:23. So a temperature plays a vast role, as you know,
Huge.
after running the 28K. Like if it's a hot day, it's going to be much different. I
Yeah.
don't know. Ultra Sign Up counts the 2008 record as the official record, and they count obviously last year. David Sinclair went under 5 hours. That's the men's record.
Yeah. I mean, if it's longer and the times are faster, that's more of a record than.
Well, that's the $1 million question. Is it's like, okay, so like if there's no one to account for the fact, like 2008, in my opinion, while Ultra Sign Up does recognize the 2008 number, it had to have been a shortened course just because it stood for that long, and we've had Anna Frost, like we've had so many like strong women come through there and like not even get close. Like they're within 10, 15, 20 minutes. And you would think just by like how much better people have gotten over the years and where it's gone, I would guess that was a shorter course, but yeah,
That's okay. It gives us a high bar to shoot for.
I agree. I
We'll
think, like
take
I
it.
said, it's definitely it's possible to do it this year, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So it'll be definitely fun. So cool. What are we at? About 15 minutes in. What is your expectation? Is your expectation to compete for the podium or?
Um, yes. I don't generally make like place goals because I have control over how I race, but I don't have control over how anyone else's day is or who's there. Um, the time thing is a bit funny. Like I need to have some sort of time idea to tell my sister when to expect me or to plan nutrition. It's less of like a goal. It's more of a logistics. So I'll make goals like really, really push that sneaky little bump on the last descent and like practice playing in this like race most of the race at a higher effort level than I usually do and stuff like that. So goal 2 is to be filled with my coach's meeting just after this. Those are the types of goals that I make for myself for race day. We'll see how that shakes out in terms of place and time.
I think it's a much healthier way to approach it too. Control what you can control. Like you said, you can't do what anybody else is doing, and it's going to be fun to see it play out. But like I said, you're one of the most consistent ones out there. I think you're going to have a great day. It's going to be really fun to follow along. And yeah, wishing you the absolute best of luck on race day. And thank you for taking the time out of your morning to chat with me.
Absolutely. Always a pleasure.
It's a little bit early, so I appreciate it.
No worries. It just got me going. It's perfect.
Sweet. Well, listen, good luck. Have a great shakeout run and enjoy the rest of your time in the Salt Lake area and have a blast on race day.
Thanks so much, James. Have a good one.
You too. Take care, Robyn.
Cheers.
Listen up, guys. The Steep Stuff podcast is brought to you by Ultimate Direction USA. Guys, I am so excited. UD just dropped their new Race Vest 6-liter and Ultra Vest 12-liter in 2 beautiful aesthetic colors. You guys got to check these new vests out. They're dynamic in ways like that you just have never seen from an Ultimate Direction vest. Very stretchy, lots of storage, beautiful aesthetic colorways coming to you in a new, like a white and blue and an onyx and green. Just absolutely beautiful vests. I think these ones are just like some of the best products we've ever dropped, and I'm so excited for you guys to try them out. Hop on ultimatedirection.com and use code SteepStuffPod. Again, that's SteepStuffPod for 25% off your new vest. I mean, they're already affordably priced, but 25% off is just going to make it so much more affordable for folks in an already increasingly expensive trail running environment. So hop on ultimatedirection.com, get yourself a new vest, a pack, or any hydration solution, and let me know what you guys think.